Hello, my name is Anthony. I'm sitting here with my sister. The date is December 12th, 2017. We are recording this interview in our house. What is your favorite childhood memory?
I would have to say my favorite childhood memory has to be the time when I went with my grandpa to his job. I remember waking up early in the morning and getting ready and then leaving with him. That day, I guess his job had some kind of activities for like families to come to and do. And I remember we rode on a train and they were handing out balloons. I had went with him to his job like before, other times before, but I guess that one was the one I can say I remember the most.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
When I always wanted to be a doctor. I remember when I was younger, when we had the times in school, we would have to go and dress up. I would bring the stethoscope. I don't know. And since my family was always in and out of doctors for whatever reasons, I always seen how the doctors would help them. And it was something in my head that I wanted to do. So that's how I guess as I grew up, that's kind of what I wanted to do.
Did you have any type of nickname?
Yeah.
How'd you get it?
When my brother was small, he couldn't pronounce my full name, which is Destiny. He couldn't say it, so instead he said Desta, and I guess that nickname just stuck, even till now.
What lessons has your work life taught you?
I would have to say the biggest one that it's taught me is patience.
And why patience?
I feel like it's not only the people you work with that it teaches you to be like you have to be patient with, but also, let's say you work in a store, you also have to be patient with like the customers. You can't quickly get mad. Not only that, but when you work with certain people, let's say that you do your job a little bit better and there's other people that slack off, that you have to be patient with that, because you can't just go around demanding people to do stuff. But I guess in life in general, you have to be patient.
So what is your favorite thing to do and why?
My favorite thing has always been to write. For me, it was always a way to escape and express stuff. For some people, they say they listen to music or whatever, but for me, it was always writing. Whether it was a day I had or just thoughts in general, that was always something I liked to do.
What is your favorite movie?
I would have to say my favorite movie is A Walk to Remember.
And why is that your favorite movie?
Because it's not only a story about love, but it's also about loss. And so it's not just a movie that teaches, just not just something that you just see. It teaches you a meaning. And that's also one of the movies where I found one of my favorite quotes.
And what is your favorite quote from that movie?
It's love is like the wind. You can't see it, but you can feel it.
That's pretty deep. What lessons have you learned from your relationships?
A lot. Well, some of them is that I think what I've learned from my relationships is that you have to really get to know somebody in order to be with them. And what I mean by that is not just, oh yeah, let me learn your name, or just a little bit. You need to get to know them in depth. And I'm not saying, oh yeah, let them tell your life story in the one day, but over time, I guess you need to get to know them as a person, like everything about them. I've also learned that in a relationship, if you don't communicate with one another, it will not work. Just like in life, if you don't communicate with someone and you don't tell them what you like or dislike, then they're just going to go about their life doing what they're used to doing. And in a relationship, if you don't tell them that you don't like something or whatever it is, then they'll just go about acting, doing what they do unless you tell them. So I say communication is also something I've learned it's important.
Okay, well, thank you, Destiny, for your time and letting me interview you. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
I hope you have a good night.
Thanks. You too.